I, 29 male, met Brooke, 27, 2 years ago at a friend's birthday party. She was everything I thought I wanted. Beautiful, charming, seemed to adore me. We got engaged after 18 months. Looking back, the red flags were waving like a parade, but I was wearing those rose-colored glasses hard. The first sign should have been when her brother Garrett, 25, moved in with us temporarily 3 months into our relationship. Brooke said he just needed a couple weeks to get back on his feet after losing his job. Those couple weeks turned into him still being there when I proposed. Garrett was special, not in a good way. Dude would eat my meal prep, use my gaming setup without asking, and had the audacity to complain when I asked him to contribute to bills. Brooke always defended him. He's finding himself. Family helps family. You make enough for all of us. That last comment should have made me run. But nah, I was in love. When we started planning the wedding, Brooke dropped this gem. Garrett should be your best man. He's going to be your brother. I already had my best friend Diego lined up for the role. We've been boys since middle school. But Brooke went DEFCON 1. Tears, accusations that I didn't accept her family, the whole production. She even got her mom Darlene involved, who called me crying about how I was rejecting their family values. After 2 weeks of this drama, I caved. Told Diego the situation, and he was cool about it. Too cool, actually. Bro, that's weird as hell, but it's your funeral, he said. The bachelor party was last weekend. Brooke insisted on planning it because Garrett doesn't know your friends. She booked us a party bus and club package. Garrett invited 3 of his deadbeat friends who I'd never met. My actual friends were clearly uncomfortable, but trying to make it work for me. Here's where it gets interesting. Diego pulled me aside early in the night. Something's off, man. Garrett keeps talking about after you're locked in and laughing with his boys. Watch yourself. I started paying attention. Garrett was hammered by 10 p.m., buying rounds with my credit card. Brooke had given him one for the party. His friends were hyping him up, talking about how he played it perfect. So I did something kind of shady. I started recording on my phone and slipped it behind bottles at our VIP table, camera facing out. Then I grabbed a bottle of top-shelf whiskey and started being very generous with Garrett's pours. Bro, you're the best brother-in-law ever. I kept saying, we're going to be family. By midnight, Garrett was gone. Full white girl wasted. That's one of his friends, this dude Blaze. Yeah, that's really what he goes by. Asked the $1,000,000 question. Yo, G, so what's the deal after the wedding? You really moving into their new place? Garrett started cackling. Brooke's got this fool wrapped. We already picked out my room in the house he's buying. Master bedroom's nice, but the second biggest room? That's mine. Dude doesn't even know we're putting mom on the deed too. My blood went cold, but I kept playing along. Wait, what about Darlene? Brooky's got it all planned, Garrett slurred. Once you're married, it's family property, right? She's been moving money from his account for months. Small amounts. He never notices. Got like 8 grand saved already. After the wedding, she's going to get pregnant ASAP, quit her job, and we're set. Mom moves in to help with the baby. 3-year plan. Then she divorces your ass and keeps the house. Community property state, baby. His friend asked, what if he fights it? With what proof? Everything's going to be in both their names by then. Brooke's been documenting every time he raises his voice, every argument. Building a case. Emotional abuse or whatever. Plus, she's got that video of him drunk at New Year's. By the way, that video was me doing karaoke. Badly, but just karaoke. Garrett kept going. Dude's got that inheritance from his grandma, coming next year too. Like $200K. Brooke found the paperwork in his desk. We're going to be paid. I might even start that podcast finally. A podcast. This leech was planning to start a podcast with my inheritance money. I had to walk away before I did something stupid. Diego found me outside, and I told him everything. He looked at me for a long moment, then said, please tell me you recorded that. I had 2 hours of footage. The whole confession and then some. Update 1. The wedding was supposed to be yesterday. Keyword, supposed. After the bachelor party, I had 3 days to figure out my next move. I couldn't just confront Brooke. She'd deny everything and spin it. I needed to be strategic. First, I checked our accounts. Sure enough, there were dozens of small transfers over the last year. $50 here, $100 there, all to an account I didn't recognize. Never enough to trigger a notification, but it added up to about $7,800. I did some digging. Found out Brooke had added herself to my car insurance, my phone plan, even my Netflix without telling me. Girl was building a whole financial web. I also discovered something interesting. Garrett had been telling people he was starting a business venture with his investor brother-in-law. He'd already spent money he didn't have, promising people he'd pay them back after the wedding. Diego came through clutch. His cousin is a locksmith, and his other cousin runs a moving company. We made plans. The night before the wedding, Brooke stayed at her mom's house, tradition or whatever. Perfect timing. Diego's cousins helped me pack everything that was mine in the apartment. Everything. I even took the toilet paper I'd bought. But here's the beautiful part. Remember that video? I edited it down to the greatest hits. Just the confession parts. Then I made a little slideshow. Title slide, a toast from the best man. Wedding day arrived. Brooke looked stunning, not gonna lie. Garrett was hungover, but playing it off. Darlene was already crying about her baby getting married. We got through the ceremony. I said my vows, lies. She said hers, bigger lies. And we kissed, felt like kissing a snake. Then came reception time. During cocktail hour, Garrett pulled me aside. Bro, my toast is gonna be epic. Brooke gave me notes, but I'm going rogue. He winked at me. The audacity. Reception starts. Dinner is served. Then came the speeches. Garrett got up, already 3 drinks deep. I just want to say, when Brooke told me her plan, when she told me about meeting Ethan, I knew he was perfect for our family. That's when I stood up. Actually, Garrett, I have something to share first. A video from our amazing bachelor party. I'd given Diego control of the AV system. The lights dimmed. The projector started. There was Garrett in 4K glory. Brooky's got this fool wrapped. The room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Then the video kept going. Every single detail. The money theft. The house scheme. The fake abuse claims. The inheritance plan. Even the podcast comment, which got a few nervous laughs. Brooke went white. Then red. Then purple. She stood up, shaking. That's edited. He's drunk. He's lying. Garrett tried to run for the exit, but tripped over his chair. Darlene was screaming something about defamation. I grabbed the mic for those wondering. Yes, I have receipts for the stolen money. Yes, I've already filed a police report. And Brooke, check your phone. She looked at her phone and started wailing. I'd sent her photos of our empty apartment with a text. Your stuff is in storage unit 47B. First month's paid. After that, not my problem. Oh, and you're no longer on my insurance, phone plan, or anything else. Best of luck with your 3-year plan. Her cousin started live streaming the meltdown because of course she did. Brooke tried to grab my arm. Baby, we can talk about this. It's not what it seems. It seems like fraud and theft, actually. My lawyer will be in touch. Then the most satisfying part, Garrett's investors were at the wedding. They surrounded him, demanding their money. He kept screaming, I'm good for it, while Blaze, his own friend, was recording and laughing. Brooke's Aunt Helen stood up and announced, well, I want my wedding gift back. She walked up to the gift table, grabbed her envelope, and left. Started a whole chain reaction. Half the guests started taking their gifts back. I walked out to my car, which I'd moved Diego's cousin to drive me in since Brooke had hidden my keys. As I was leaving, I heard Darlene shriek, who's paying for all this? Not me. I'd specifically made sure only Brooke's name was on a venue contract. See, I was in a pay cash day of as a surprise. Guess that surprise got canceled. Update 2. The fallout has been spectacular. First, Brooke tried the love bombing route. Showed up at my job with flowers and tears. Security escorted her out. She left the flowers, though. They were nice, so I gave them to our receptionist, Martha, who just had surgery. Then came the anger. 147 texts in one day. Everything from I'll ruin you to you destroyed my life to Garrett made it all up. Girl, there's a video. What's not clicking? But the entitlement really jumped out when Darlene called my mom. My MOM. This woman had the balls to tell my mother that I owe them for emotional damages and should pay for the wedding like a real man would. My mom, bless her, said, your daughter stole from my son. The only thing he owes you is a restraining order. Then she hung up and called me laughing. Garrett, meanwhile, was having his own crisis. Turns out he owed money to some sketchy people. Without his investor, me, coming through, he was in deep. He actually sent me a Venmo request for $5,000 with a note, "You owe me for ruining my reputation." I sent him 1 cent with a note, "For the podcast that'll never happen." He lost it. Showed up at my apartment complex at 2 a.m., drunk and screaming about respect and family. My neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez, called the cops. Garrett got arrested for public intoxication and trespassing. Darlene had to bail him out. But here's where it gets wild. Remember the stolen money? I pressed charges. During the investigation, they found out Brooke had done this before. Her ex from 3 years ago. Same exact play. He just never had proof. But once my case got filed, he came forward with his story. Similar amounts, similar timeline, similar fake abuse claims when he tried to leave. The prosecutor called it a pattern of fraudulent behavior. Brooke was looking at actual jail time. So what does she do? She throws Garrett under the bus, claims he pressured her into it, that he was the mastermind, that she was being manipulated by her toxic family. Darlene chose sides quick, posted on social media about how I corrupted her sweet daughter and turned her against family. "Lady, there's a video of your son explaining the scheme." But okay. The wedding venue sued Brooke for the $8,500 she owed. The photographer sued for his balance. The caterer put her in collections. Her credit is destroyed. Oh, and remember those investors Garrett owed? One of them was his weed dealer, who was not happy. Garrett got jumped behind a Wendy's. Nothing too serious, but enough to make him move back in with Darlene, who is now blaming him for ruining Brooke's life. That family turned on each other quick. Hashtag update 3, posted 2 weeks later. Court happened yesterday. Brooke showed up in what I can only describe as a please pity me outfit. Cardigan, no makeup, hair in a sad bun. Her lawyer argued for minimal charges because she was influenced by family pressure and genuinely loved me. The prosecutor played the bachelor party video. The judge's face was priceless. Just pure disgust. Brooke got 18 months probation, 200 hours of community service, and has to pay me back $7,800 plus interest. She also got a restraining order against contacting me for 3 years. Garrett got 6 months probation for his part conspiracy to commit fraud and has to pay back his investors or face jail time. After court, Darlene cornered me in the parking lot. This woman really said, "I hope you're happy. You destroyed a family. Your family destroyed itself. I just didn't let them destroy me too." She called me heartless. I laughed and walked away. But the peak entitlement? Brooke sent me a letter through her lawyer asking if I'd consider writing a character reference for her job applications since she got fired from her company for the fraud charges. She said I owed her that much for 2 years of her life. My lawyer sent back a 1-word response. No. Final update. Last update because I'm closing this chapter. Brooke's ex reached out to thank me. Turns out, my case helped him get his money back through small claims court. We grabbed a beer. Cool dude. He's married now with twins. Show me texts from when Brooke tried to get back with him a year ago while we were together. The audacity never ends with this woman. Garrett's in deep trouble. He couldn't pay back his dealers, so he tried to rob a liquor store. With a butter knife. A butter knife. He's facing 3 to 5 years now. Darlene started a Facebook fundraiser for his legal fees. It raised $37. From her. Brooke violate the restraining order already. Send me an email from a fake account about how I ruined her chance at happiness, and she hopes I die alone. My lawyer forwarded it to the prosecutor. She's looking at possible jail time now for violation. The wedding venue thing got interesting. Turns out they had wedding insurance that Brooke forgot to cancel. The insurance company came after her for fraud because she knew the wedding wasn't happening but didn't inform them. Add another lawsuit to her pile. Diego's been a real MVP through all this. Helped me find a new apartment, vetted my dates. Yeah, I'm dating again, and his cousin gave me a sweet deal on a new security system. True friendship right there. Speaking of dating, met someone at my gym. Claudia's a pediatric nurse, has her own place, own car, own money. And get this, she thinks the whole story is hilarious, but also a great lesson in trusting your gut. We're taking it slow, but she hasn't asked me for money, tried to move in, or suggested her family members be in our friend group. Wild how the bar is literally on the floor now. My inheritance came through last week. Grandma would be proud. I didn't let a scammer get it. Put most in investments, bought myself a nice watch, not a Rolex chill, and donated some to a financial literacy program for young adults. Felt poetic. For everyone asking if I regret not seeing the signs earlier, yeah, of course. But I learned a valuable lesson. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When their family shows you who they are, run. Also, always record sketchy conversations. Always. Anyway, I'm good now. Better than good. Free. Garrett's in prison, Brooke's broke and bitter, Darlene's alone and angry, and I'm living my best. Life with my money, my sanity, and my dignity intact. To anyone in a similar situation, get proof. Protect your assets. Don't let love blind you to disrespect. And for the love of all that is holy, never let your partner's deadbeat sibling be your best man. Peace out. Gonna go enjoy my theft-free life now. Victory hand. Edit. Since some of you asked, yes, the video went viral on TikTok. Someone at the wedding posted it. It has 2.3 million views. The comments are brutal, and I'm living for it. Edit 2. No, I won't share Brooke's social media. Let's not turn into bad guys here. Living well is the best revenge. Although seeing her post about being a survivor of narcissistic abuse, while literally being charged with fraud, is something. Edit 3. Garrett's podcast idea was apparently going to be called Alpha Mindset for Modern Kings. I cannot make this up. The universe really said, "Not today, Satan."